All right, guys, let's get started. So, a couple things we're gonna go over today. I want to talk about sales flow a little bit, okay? And then we're gonna have some fun at the end. We're gonna do a little hot potato, little objections, and we'll have a little fun with it, okay? But laydowns are made, guys. These are not luck. And if they were luck, it wouldn't be the same guys that consistently get these laydowns, right or not? And laydowns are made when the flow is easy, when the customers feel comfortable, when things flow very natural, when they feel like they're working with a friend, not a salesman. Things just flow a lot smoother and the transactions just go so much smoother. And that's when you get a lot of those first pencil laydowns and you're like, fuck, you got another laydown. Well, how is it the same people that always get these laydowns? There must be something to it, right? And it's understanding today has changed. You know, when I got into business 25 years ago, the average customer shopped 5 dealerships. They didn't know what they wanted necessarily when they came on the lot. So you were taught first thing to do is you start building rapport. You find out, a little bit about them, their job, their family, so forth. You spent 5-6 minutes just trying to build a friend before you start talking about a car, okay? Today, people do 15 hours of research online and they want information right up front. Our brains are wired different now. We want facts right up front. That's why social media, if I click on you, you guys notice my recent commercial, the very first thing I did is smack the windshield. That's just to grab their attention so I can back my way into the content. If I don't grab your attention, if I don't provide you facts right up front, they tune out. When they get out of their car today, they don't want to start talking to you about their family and their job and all that before they see the car. They want to see the car. They say, hey, do you have this? I want to see this. If I start trying to build rapport right there and, hey, what do you do for a living, so forth and so forth, they're going to blow you off. They're going to say, hey, I'll call you if I need you, or they're going to get rude. And they're trying to swipe. They don't want to talk about that right now. They want the facts, okay? If you Google or YouTube how to change a tire and you see a 45-second video or a 14-minute video, which one are you guys fucking clicking on? Give me the fucking brass tacks, 45 seconds. Give me what I want, I'll move on. I don't care about your company and how you started changing tires and all that. I don't want to hear the lead up. I want the facts, right? So you got to build that into your system today, into your what I'm going to call sales flow, okay? Once I give them the content they came to see, then I can back my way into rapport. Then I can start being a friend, okay? Then later, I got the facts I need up front, and I ran out of things to talk about. See, we're still doing a little bit of ass backwards. We want to build all this rapport up front, try to build rapport up front, and you don't even have time to build rapport because most of these customers come in and know exactly what they want, right? So we semi-built rapport, but not really. We didn't get any of the facts we need to close the car deal. And then later in the booth, I don't have the information I need to close the car deal, and I ran out of shit to talk about, right? And you guys want to get away from it because, like, I don't have anything left to talk about, boss. That's because you talked about the wrong shit at the wrong time, right? So let's go through this a little bit. There's basically 3 conversations that are going to take place in your transaction. And you need to time these and know what you're going to talk about. You need to make this flow very easy for these customers to lay down. Make sense? So after you do your meet and your greet, okay, you meet, greet everybody, offer water, coffee, so forth, and now you're moving forward, go straight into the content. Don't give them time to swipe on you. Okay, go straight into the content. I go straight into steps 3 and 4. By the way, who's the lucky one getting a new car today? What I need to find out before hello and I get to the car, which is how much time?
3 minutes.
Minute and a half if you stretch it. So I need to get through some facts very fast, but I need to make it feel like a conversation, right? So the 80% that know what they want when they come here, they say, hey, I saw online you got this, do you know where this is at? And you know it's right over there. You need to buy yourself a little time. Take the longest route possible there. Don't go straight to the car if it's right behind you. You got no time to build rapport. You got no time to find out these facts, okay? But I need to get right to the meat and potatoes right here, okay? So I'm gonna make it feel very natural. After I do my meet and greet, I need to find out who's this vehicle for, their wants, needs, and budget before I arrive to that car. And if they're off on the budget too far, I still need time to offer a switch that they're going to decline, but I'm just planting the seed that this vehicle might be more than what you thought it was going to be. Does that make sense? So I need to get through this before I get to that car, because once I get to that car and I start showing that car, if I haven't got this information, I can't go back and get it again. That time has expired. Okay? So that's going to go as soon as I'm done with my meet and greet, so forth, so forth. Who's the lucky one getting a new car today? I'm going to be excited when I say this. Okay? Somebody's going to identify themselves. Or let's say they go, well, nobody right now. Okay, let's play the game. When you're ready, who's it going to be for? I'm going to keep moving through that. It'll be for me. Now I can flow again, right? I'm going to get back into my flow. Fantastic. How long have you been thinking about getting a new car? This is story time. They'll start telling us stories sometimes, right? We've been looking for about a month. You know, we went across the street, but we won't deal with those guys again. You know, they jacked us around. They start telling stories, right? This is good because you'll find out facts in this. What they don't realize is what they're telling you is they've been looking for a month. They've already been to one dealership. They were let down. They didn't like that they wasted their time. They want to get this over with, right? Their guard's down right now. They're giving me important information right now, right? Now my wants and my needs. If this is the 80% and they know what they want, I'm not going to say what your wants, what your needs. You sound like an idiot, right? I'm going to say, hey, what is it about this one that jumped out to you? What is it about this one you like the most? And let them start talking. They're going to talk. They're going to talk with emotion because they've researched this vehicle for 15 hours. This is what they want, right? They start telling you stories right now. When they're telling you these stories, grab onto one or two things and open that conversation up. Okay, I really want this one because of the 4x4 and it's got the rear locking, whatever. Okay, there must be something to that. Really, what are you going to be using that for? Now they'll start telling you some stories of their hobbies or what they want or what they're going to use it for, which again, builds emotion, right? Now I need to get to my budget. And this is where a lot of us mess up because we assume everybody knows what a car is going to cost, right? Or even Tacomas. If you bought your last Tacoma in 2018 versus today, what's the price difference?
$17,000.
It's like 20 racks. And they are not expecting that, right? I bought a brand new Tacoma in 2019 for $33,000. It's like 50 now, right? And if I bought a new Tacoma in 2019 for 30 grand and my payment was $650, what do I think the new one's going to be, David?
$950.
In my mind, what's the new one going to be?
$650.
$650. That's what Tacomas cost, right? $650. Not $50,000 ones.
$1,500.
Exactly. And guys, listen. The problem is when they tell us, yeah, I owned a 2019, I bought brand new, we assume they know what a new one's going to cost. They're $20,000 more today. I still need to ask the budget question. Okay? How do you know if when you ask the budget question, if you asked it wrong?
That's where your car
They'll shut down. They won't tell
They
you.
get just, they're just like, don't worry about that. I can pay cash. They get defensive.
Don't worry about the payment. I'm more focused on the price, right? What that's nicely telling you is A, you didn't set up the setup correctly, and you didn't recite some information that you heard from them. You got to do a small playback. You got to let them know I'm asking this question on your behalf, your benefit, not mine. If they think you're asking something for your benefit, they're going to shut you down just like that. They're going to say, don't worry about the payment. I'm just focused on the price. And you're going to be fucked right now. Okay, in an hour, this is going to bite you when you're inside that booth, right? So I need to make sure I recite that. So if I understand you right, Thomas, we need the 4x4, we need the locking differential because you like to go up to shaver, you like to snowboard, right? But you want the crew cab, keep the family, and you like the 4-cylinder so you can keep the fuel mileage down. Am I right? Perfect. And it sounds like you picked the perfect vehicle, but with this type of vehicle, what type of monthly budget did you set aside for this? Okay. Now, if I'm within $100, don't worry about it. Your test drive is going to get you that. Okay. You're going to get that anyway. Okay. But if I'm $300 or $400 apart right now from where we need to be, this is my opportunity to plant my seed for my switch that I don't want to switch. These customers have researched this for 2 weeks. If I try to switch him right now, I'm going to send him back to research, right? I just want to plant the seed so he realizes this car is going to be a bit more without getting into negotiating. Okay, I can't go, well, $550, well, these are normally about $950. How much are you looking to put down? You got $10,000 down? Because in about 5 minutes, he's going to say, all right, let me get your card. I got what I needed today. I ran them off, right? But I can go, hey, Thomas, can I throw you a quick curveball? If I had one that was only 2 years old, had the 4x4, it's got the locking differential, we took it in on a trade, nice car. It's got 50,000 miles on it, but it's about 15 grand less than this, which I think would work perfect for your budget. Is that something you would consider? Maybe? Okay. Let me go grab the keys for this and see what you think about this one, but just keep that in the back of your mind in case we need it for a backup. Fair enough? Sometimes they'll say maybe. I got to be careful. I don't want to pitch it too hard because I want the decline because I don't want to start over again. But I want him to realize, I want him to catch that key words right there. This is about 15 grand less, which would probably fit perfect in your budget. Meaning what? This shit's going to cost more. This is more than what you thought it was going to be. He knows that now, but I'm not getting into negotiating. I'm just planting my seed and I'm moving on. Does that make sense? I got to get through this, guys, in 2 minutes. If you don't practice this, do you think you're going to get through this in front of a customer in 2 minutes? It's got to flow, very natural. As soon as I'm done with my handshake, hey, welcome to our store, yada, 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 perfect, da, this. Who's the lucky one getting a new car today? Someone identifies themselves, well, congratulations. How long have you been thinking about getting a new car? A couple weeks now, this and that, this and that. Okay, perfect. What is it about that Tacoma that jumped out to you? What do you like most about that truck? Get them talking. Okay, perfect. So if I understand you right, you definitely want this, this, and this, and the reason you like that one is because it has this. Am I right? Perfect. And what type of monthly budget have you set aside for that?
About $650.
If I do it nice and smooth, it don't take that long. It's a flow, right? Again, part of the flow, okay? But I got to get through this, guys. If I waste that opportunity trying to ask him what he does for work and so forth, I can't go back later and get this information. I got one shot right now. Does that make sense? Okay. Then, now let's talk about 20%. The ones that don't know. Okay. They just drove on your lot. They go, well, actually, we're just getting started. We haven't put a lot of thought into this. I'm not even sure what I want. Maybe a car, maybe a truck. I'm not sure. If they haven't done the research like that, because most people do, 96% of our people research this shit online today. So I'm saying 80-20, but this is probably like 10 now, right? Most of our customers know what they want. Some don't. If they're coming on your lot looking and they don't know what they want, more than likely something has just happened that's put them in this position. So it's a little different investigating, okay? That one, I'm gonna do the same thing. So, okay, great. Well, who's the lucky one actually getting a new car, okay? Why is it so important to identify this person, even if there's one person there, not two? I'm removing the back door that they're gonna use on me later to say, hey, let me get my wife, I gotta get my brother, I gotta get my dad, there's somebody missing, I need to get involved. If I don't establish up front that I got the buyer in front of me, they're gonna use that as their way out later, right? So everything is like a double-edged sword. I'm getting two things done at the same time. And when I ask them how long you've been shopping, this A lets me know that I've got my 2 weeks out of the way, but it also removes that I've just started, I gotta do some more research, I'm just started looking and so forth, when they want to escape later, right? So I'm removing these back doors. It's a double whammy, okay? But on my 20%, I'm still going to go, who's the lucky one getting a new car? I'm going to establish that, okay? How long you been shopping it? Well, we just started. This is the first place we stopped. I haven't done any research. Do you know what you want? No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want a car, truck this time, so forth. Okay, something's happened. Something made them all of a sudden just start shopping. So I'm going to approach this one a little bit differently. Well, let's narrow it down a little bit. Okay, what's on your current car that you definitely want to keep on your next car? Ask them easy questions. They know what they like about their car and they know what they don't like, right? I'm not going to go through a series of questions. Do you want V8, V6? Do you want stick shift automatic? No. What do you like about your current car you want to keep on your next one? This gets them talking, 2 or 3 things, right? Perfect. Now let's get to the real problem. What's your current car missing that you need your next one to do? Okay, now they'll start telling you the problems, and you could probably even identify why they're here, right? Well, the gas mileage sucks. I just got a new job in Corcoran. I'm driving back and forth. I get 11 miles to a gallon. My bill last week was $500 for 1 week. I can't afford to continue driving this. Boom, there's my problem, right? Or I turned my AC on yesterday. The fucking thing's blowing out hot air. The car's 10 years old. I don't want to put the money to repair the AC. I'd rather just get a new car, right? Something happened to make this a spontaneous decision that they want to buy a new car, right? And I might even ask them right there, well, why now? What is it about now that makes you want to get a new car? If they don't know what they want, they haven't done no research, something happened, why now? Well, bang, 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 bang. That makes sense? Now, when again, I'm going to help them narrow it down. So if I understand you right, you want to keep this, but in a perfect world, we want to add this, right? Yes. And in a perfect world, if we found the right car, what type of monthly budget have you set aside for that? I want to be this. They don't know what car they want. I'm going to land them on the least expensive car that fits that budget, right? If I land them on the least expensive car that fits that budget and they go, well, I really want this time, and it's 10 grand more, do I need to get into negotiating with them right there? The setup's already there. Later in the close, when I hit them with the big pencil and they want to negotiate it, I can revert back right back to the very first car I showed them. Wait, would you consider that one we took a look at first? No, I don't want that. You know what? You're right. Let's get you the car of your dreams. It's going to cost a little bit more, but I'm going to work hard for you so we can get this done. How close to this figure can you do to get your dream car, right? Are these big bumps, Gradit? Sure. These are big bumps. These are not little bumps, right? Because I'm fucking with their emotions now, okay? But if I don't set that up in the beginning, if I don't go through this process in that first 2 minutes, and I don't make this suggestion, how much harder is this later? For closers, if I try to switch a customer that we didn't do any of this information, and we barely found out at the pencil, well, I want to be at 400. I can't do nowhere. And that's the first time we talked about that. How hard is it to close that deal or put them on another car? It's next to impossible, right? How long does that car deal take? 4 hours. It sure as hell ain't no lay down, right?
All day.
You're
walking on all day.
3 hours for a Mini, right?
If you get that.
And then are they still happy? No. They're still not happy. They're still not happy. We didn't make no money, and they're going, I don't even know if I can afford this, but okay, you got me on this one. I'm like, I didn't get you, motherfucker. It's a Mini, right? I did fail to do my job. I didn't ask the right questions the first time, so I guess I earned that Mini. I guess that's on me, right? But this is conversation one, guys, okay? Think social media. I want the content right now. I don't want to know the story. I want the finish line. Now I can back my way into the story. Okay, now I'll build my rapport here when I'm on a test drive. Okay, let's rewind a little bit. If I'm on a test drive, and the way I was taught 20 years ago, on my test drive, I'm still fact finding. I'm still asking questions about this, that. What do you think of the way it drives? How you like this, so forth. Does that feel like two friends on a ride together? Does that feel like a nice smooth flow, or does that feel like a salesman sitting next to me? I'm going to do my sales part out here right up front because that's what they want, okay? Here, I want it to feel like two friends on a drive, okay? What do people like talking about the most? Themselves. This is strictly going to be a conversation about themselves. I want this to feel good. I want this to feel very normal. Hey, by the way, what type of work do you do? Oh, I work at such and such. Oh, really? How did you get into that? Did you go to school for that or you just fell into it? They'll just keep talking, right? What do you like best about that job? You know, how'd you get into that? Did you start at the bottom, work your way up, or did you know somebody in there, right? Oh, shit, my uncle does that, my whatever, okay? Figure it out. Just keep asking questions like it's the most interesting thing you ever heard in your life, and they'll keep talking, right? The next thing you know, you went on a 10-minute test drive, and they get out of their car, and they're still talking about what it is. You got to cut them off. You're like, hey, it's time to go to work now, all right? Enough about that, right? But that makes it feel like two people just hanging out on a nice drive together, not a salesman and a client. Now it's two buddies. Now by the time we come into the booth, they're very comfortable. Their guard is down. They're comfortable with me. They're not intimidated of me. And this makes for an easy transaction, right or not? Okay. Before I come off my test drive, I would generally time this about a minute out. Okay. I time this about a minute out and I say, hey, Miguel, what do you think of the way it drives?
Great.
Perfect. I'll tell you what, when we get back to the dealership, I'm going to give you an idea what it takes to own it. You could tell me yes, no, you want some time to think about it. I'm okay with any of the three. Is that fair enough to you? What did he hear?
Get the information and I can leave.
He heard, I'm going to give you all the information and let you leave, right? What did he also agree to?
The
Coming inside, sitting down, getting my information in the CRM so I can get your best price, payment, interest rate, giving me everything I need to close a car deal, right? We both made an agreement right there. We heard two different things, but we both said yes to the same thing. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna get that up front before I get off test drive. If I don't establish this on the test drive, what happens when you get back to the dealership? They think we're finished. Okay, that's enough for one day. I got it enough for one day. I'm gonna go ahead and procrastinate a little bit more because that's what we naturally do, right? No, I'm gonna set that up right here. When we get back, this is what's gonna take place. I'm gonna make it easy for you to say yes because I'm gonna offer a way out, but you're also gonna agree to do everything I need you to do as well. Make sense? Now when we come off the test drive, we're going straight inside. No more talking right here, guys. You guys are, when you come off the test drive, you got to think about a race. You're on the clock right now. I got to get this customer's information into that CRM, get that printed, get my first pencil from the desk and put in front of that customer as quickly as I can while they're still under this ether of the test drive and the awe, right? Some of you guys will come off the test drive, you'll sit down in front of your computer and you spend 20 minutes talking about nothing. You're talking about their job still and this and that and so forth and so forth. 20 minutes talking about nothing. While they're cooling all the way back down, and now they go all the way back down to the original payment they told you outside, and now they're stuck on it because they've lost all their ether because you wasted all the time. And now when you're in between pencils, you have nothing left to talk about because you wasted all this time talking about something that you shouldn't have been talking about in the first place. Now you're just sitting there dead ass silent, uncomfortable, both playing on your phone, right or not? Does this happen? Is that awkward? Is that awkward? Okay, you got to think about this, okay? That's why I said laydowns are made. It's the flow. How easy and comfortable can you make the flow? Can you make the whole process? It's about timing these conversations. When I come off that test drive, I come inside, I'm not talking about your fucking family and shit no more. I don't care about none of that. I want to get your information in that CRM as quickly as I can, and I want to get it to my desk, and I want to get that first pencil in front of you, okay? Once that first pencil is delivered and you guys have negotiated that first pencil and now your closer or you have took it back to the desk, now you're waiting. Your desk says, hey, let me submit it to the bank real quick. Go ahead and keep them company, right? You know this is going to take how long? 10, 15 minutes. Now my third conversation comes into play. That's when I'll go into this one. I'm not talking about family no more. I'm not talking about this no more. I'm talking about ownership of this vehicle. I want them to visualize owning this vehicle and what they're going to be doing with it, okay? Hey, this all works out today, Gritty. What's the first trip you got in mind? Where are you taking your new car? Probably the coast. You already got something picked out?
We do got picked out already.
Okay. Are you going this weekend?
Yeah, I'm either way.
Which coast are you talking about? Pismo. Have you ever been to Harry's Bar right there?
No, I don't drink.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, they have live music in there every night. Well, what do you do when you go to Pismo then? If you don't drink, what the hell are you doing in Pismo? Got it. Have you checked out the pier since they rebuilt it?
Yeah.
Have you ate at those Airstreams they have on there? Yeah. Guys, it just keeps going. It keeps going, okay? But what is he visualizing right now? What is he mentally taking ownership of? Driving this fucking car to Pismo. He's already got the room booked. Do you think he wants to drive his old car? Guys, this is what happens. And you could keep this conversation going forever. Okay? Have him start talking about restaurant. What's your favorite place to eat right there? Why? He starts telling you the meal. You got to try this. When you get there, you got to go there and you got to try this. Don't miss this. The town's famous for it, right? They make their own hot sauce. Shit's hotter than a motherfucker. They'll just keep talking, right? Is that a lot easier than sitting there in dead silence? And then you're sitting there and you're like, let me go see how much longer it's going to be. Right or not? Which translate to the desk, hey, my customer's wanting to leave right now, man. What's taking so long? They said they got to get going. They didn't say jack shit. You're just so uncomfortable. That's how you translated it. It's your own uncomfort because you wasted all this time talking about the wrong stuff at the wrong time. Make sense, guys? Laydowns are made when this flow is very comfortable, easy, and it just feels like two people talking. So that's why this is so important, guys. You don't want to waste talking about the wrong thing at the wrong time and run out of things to talk about and you're just standing there, and now it's awkward, and everybody's impatient. So think about that when you're going through this process. You got to practice this a couple times, okay? Think social media. When they pull up, give them the content they wanted to see. After you've established that, then I'll back my way into rapport, and I'll start building that friendship. Now that we've gave them what they want up front, now I'll build some time to build that friendship and that rapport, okay? I make sure I set up us coming inside. We both come to an agreement of the same thing, okay? Then my last conversation, I'm going to paint a picture, and I'm going to make them start visualizing owning this thing. And I still use hope and doubt, okay? It's always a combination of hope and doubt to get the job done. If this works out today and we get this new car for you, where do you plan on taking your car? Okay, I still want that little bit of doubt because I want them hoping this thing works. Make sense? You guys get that or not?